Alright, chat. I just wanted to record this video before I go to sleep. Because, man, this blew my mind, okay? Alright, so chat. Look at this tweet, right? So this tweet is talking about how Toji was in Dagon's domain, right? And it was like, if I'm not mistaken, he was only able to do that, referring to what the heck? Yo, chat, as I'm recording this, I got notification about copyright on my video. Who copyrighted my stuff? Let me see. Who's this? Huh? Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Anyways, chat. I literally looked at it. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even care. I don't even care, bro. They could copyright that if they want. Oh, bro, that video I have no cares for. Anyways, so yeah, they're talking about how Toji pulled up onto this. He pulled up into Dagon's domain and fought him, whatever. And then the tweet was like, if I'm not mistaken, he was only able to do that because of Megami. He took away the sure hit, so Toji wasn't getting hit by the sure hit, yada yada. And I was like, JJK fans can't what? And obviously I'm talking about JJK fans can't read. And okay, this is something different. So, you know, sure. This is not true, but whatever. That's whatever. But this guy, he's a very funny guy. I don't think he watches my videos. It doesn't really matter. So I'll just come out and say it. He's a YouTube fan who really hates me. Like, this guy hates me. It's this guy, some other guy that was replying to me. He's in one of my videos. I took a screenshot of his tweets. It's this guy, some other guy, and then this third guy that I genuinely just blocked him because he's like on another level, right? This guy hates me. He's like, you're that JJK fan. I thought he was just talking about me in general, but he's talking about this specifically, and I was like, I disagree. And then he said, wait, what are you actually disagreeing on? I was like, I'm saying that Toji isn't getting hit with the shirt, which he's not, okay? And then he says, well, that's wrong. And he says, Toji met the very right criteria that would cause him to be targeted by the sure hit via intentionally choosing to invade Dagon's domain. You're the one who doesn't read. You owe that nigga an apology. Okay, sure. All right? And he basically, like, he shows this tweet of hold on. Yeah, he shows this tweet of some BS, right? Basically, he's saying that I'll just explain it right now. What he's saying. He's saying that Toji would have gotten hit by the sure hit because he invaded Dagon's domain, and so now, since he invaded the domain, he should be hit with the sure hit. That would make sense. Like, I completely acknowledge that, right? I acknowledge that from the beginning. That makes sense, right? Like, it would make sense if the logic is that, okay, the domain needs to recognize you in the domain for you to be a target of the sure hit, right? That will make sense. But that's not what happened, okay? Basically, what alright, anyways. Yeah, sorry, chat. Yeah, basically what this is saying is that this is the first part. The fact that Maki cannot be trapped inside Naoya's domain. Basically, what happens in this sequence is that he pops his domain. Naoya is literally right in front of her, by the way. He's like, before he pops the domain, he's right in front of her. Well, not really. He's not right in front of her, but he's right next to her, and look. Yeah, she's literally right there in front of him. So yeah, I guess she was in front of him, right? She's the closest to him, but they get trapped into the domain, but Maki's not there. And why isn't Maki there? Because Maki is like this fence right here. This fence. She's exactly like this fence here. And so, when we see Maki glitching in, when we see this panel of Maki glitching in, it's Maki entering the domain. Or in other words, consenting consenting to the domain. This is John Wary bullcrap, but actually let's just go over here. This is Maki. This is Maki invading the domain right here. Or unless she agrees to the conditions or intentionally chooses to invade it. This is her invading the domain. Because, again, she was not recognized before, and now she's in the domain, unlike this fence. What's the difference between her and the fence? Maki chose to invade it. Right? Now, the second part of it is that she cannot be hit with the sure hit regardless. Okay? The example that I want to bring up here is, let's say Yuji enters Mahito's domain, right? And Yuji takes off his shoe and he drops it on the floor. Would that shoe be subject to Mahito's domain sure hit? Would Mahito's sure hit be trying to transfigure its soul, the soul of the shoe? No, because it's a shoe and it has no curse energy. It's the same way with Maki. I was gonna say clothes. I guess you could say I mean, I literally just said that as an example, right? Let's say Nanami's glasses, right? Why are Nanami's glasses not being transfigured? Because they don't have curse energy. They're not a target. The target is Nanami himself, the one with curse energy. You know what I mean? So this is Maki entering the domain. This is her invading the domain. But regardless of her invading it, their sure hit cannot hit her. And the biggest thing that makes a difference between them is the fact that the narrator finishes this sentence right here. This is one thing. And then we have a new thing right here talking about how the domain sure hit cannot recognize Maki because she has no curse energy. This is not the sure hit cannot recognize Maki because she's not trapped in the domain. No, it's the sure hit cannot recognize her because she has no curse energy. It's not the same thing. It's two different things. There's one thing about trapping you in the domain, and there's a second thing about being a target of the domain. Alright? And this guy's over here insulted to be talking about how I can't read and all this shit because yada yada, right? And wow, 4 notifications? Do we check that, chat? I think we're gonna check it. Maybe he replied, but yeah, I said all that means is that Toji will be trapped by it, yes, but the sure hit doesn't impact him because it's the same thing with Maki. She invades it. She invades Naoya's domain just like Toji invades Dagon's, but Naoya's sure hit doesn't impact her just like Dagon's domain wouldn't impact Toji, right? He's like, no, you're wrong. Following the flow of the battle, all 3 of them were trapped within Naoya's domain, but he was able to recognize 2, including Maki, hence why Naoya wonders what Maki's whereabouts. Yes, just like I said, Maki's right in front of her, right in front of him, and she's not here. Why is she not here? Because she's just like the fence. And then she invades the domain. Oh my gosh, bro. Anyways, look at this. To be trapped by a domain, to be recognized to have CE, I let him pass with this. I let him pass because, like, this was really dumb. Like, well, why would he say this? Maki doesn't have CE, bro. Like, whatever. So it makes no sense for the narrator to explain why HR users can't be trapped within a domain if they can just walk out of it unscathed. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie, this got me a little bit, it's getting me a little bit more pissed off now, like, reading it out again after I've seen, like, because he's talking about don't add your own interpretations. Guys, do you guys see what he's doing here? He's literally giving me his own interpretation and telling me that I'm giving him my own interpretation. He's telling me that this right here, the fact that you can be trapped in the domain, is the same as being hit with a sure hit, even though they're 2 different statements. They're 2 different statements about 2 different things, and he's telling me that I'm the one bringing up my own interpretation. What's the difference between Maki and the fence, guys? I said it like multiple times during this video. Maki invaded the domain, so now she is trapped within it. What's the and now why would she be able to like, bro, whatever, bro. This is so dumb. Like, bro, I said this actually. I said this in the in the thread. I said, does it like yeah? Does Toji just magically have CE now that he invades the Daigo's domain? Like, regardless if he's in there, he's still a fence. He's just trapped in it because he's invading it. Now he can fight with the domain user, right? That's the reason why she's glitching inside of it. Again, she was here to begin with. No, she wasn't here to begin with. She was in front of Naya to begin with. Okay? She was right here to begin with. Right? Imagine it, guys. She's right here to begin with. But she's not here because she's the fence. But then she invades it. But even beyond that, how is she going to be hit with the sure hit if she has no curse energy? She's a fence regardless of her invading it. Okay? And he's like, you know, when he's like, oh my days, bro. And he's like, yo, I just realized I'm talking to a brick wall. Bro, like, I'm literally explaining something that's like, it's such a it's an obvious mechanic in this series, and he's replying so like passive aggressive, bro. He's like trying to insult my intellect and shit, bro. I didn't insult him at all during this thread, by the way. Like, again, like, I thought he was just saying, oh yeah, you're stupid. Like, genuinely, I thought this first reply was him saying, oh, you're stupid, about like some past tweets I said. And I said, I disagree, because I was like, I wasn't about to say, like, I wasn't about to just disrespect him right off the bat or something, bro. I didn't disrespect him at all, though. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was actually trying to hear him out, right? I'm talking to a brick wall, right? Oh. Maki, okay. Oh, this is the notifications. Let's look at this. Okay. Okay, let's look at this, chat. I'm looking about to lose my shit, but I'll give this a try one last time. No, Maki did not invade his domain. Guys, what's the difference between Maki and this fence? Why is Maki able to just enter it? Huh, chat? Chat, why is Maki not here right now? And why is Maki here? Why is Maki... Hold on, let me just put it up. Why is Maki not over here, but she's here? Why is Maki here and she's here? Because she invaded the domain. Oh my gosh. How am I supposed to explain this to this guy? You know what I mean? Like, it's so... It's like, again, like, bro, do you think a shoe that Yuji throws off of him will be subject to Maito's sure hit? No. Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? But he's not replying fast enough for me to explain this completely. Okay, let's read this completely. No. Maki did not invade his domain. Now you're trapped all three of them inside his domain, like most sorcerers do against their ops. But that normal approach doesn't work on HR users, which leads to a glitch in the system. Not noticing the HR user within said domain despite that HR user already being present. That glitch is probably what you see as Maki invading, but she's not. Invading a domain is what Toji did back in Shibuya against Dagon. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Guys, this is the guy who literally told me that I'm bringing up interpretations. Hold on. Guys, look at this. Bro, he literally says, flat out, he says, don't add your own interpretations. Guys, he literally just told me that this glitch effect is her being a glitch in the system. What? Where the fuck does it state that? What? Maki is the fence right here. Oh my fucking gosh. Guys, he literally just told me that I'm adding my own interpretations. And he just said that Maki's a glitch in the Matrix. What the fuck? Okay, Chad. Anyways, let me reread this so I can reply so that he doesn't give up, because I need to make him understand that he's wrong, okay? Because he is just flat out. But I need to reply in a way that he doesn't think that I'm just being a brick wall or you know yada yada yada. Again, he hasn't replied to my other stuff, so like it's he's probably gonna reply to my other stuff and be like, oh yeah, I'm done with this conversation. It's really weird, but okay. I'm trying to understand what he's saying here because this is so far-fetched. He's doing like such major mental gymnastics to come up with a different interpretation of just Maki invaded the domain. That's the entire. That's it. The difference between Maki and this fence right here is that Maki invaded the domain. It's not that Maki's a glitch in the Matrix. That she. What the fuck? What is he talking about, chat? The difference is that Maki invaded it. Why? No. The biggest like confirmation of this, right, is what I thought about in my head, but I didn't reply to him with it. Why would anyone invade the domain completely? Why would anyone within HR invade the domain completely if they can just glitch in and out just like this? Why would they do that? Can someone tell me? Why would they do that? What? Okay. Anyways, hold on, chat. Let me just I gotta figure out a way to like, bro, cause like now you're just like plainly just he maps it out for us. She's trapped in the domain now, but the sure hit still can't hit her because she's the fence. Yo, this is a railing. I've been calling it a fence this entire time. I knew it wasn't a fence. This is a railing. Wait, no, is it a railing? Man, I don't. Wait, what is it? Man, whatever. Anyways, this is just like, this is blowing my mind, bro. Cause like, I can just ask questions. Maybe he's gonna reply to the other thing and just like completely disengage. So like maybe this reply that I'm trying to cook up is gonna be for no reason. But he's saying, okay, let me just read this again, cause I'm truly trying to understand. Naya dragged, trapped all three of them inside his domain. Like most sorcerers, I'm not gonna lie, chat. That copyright that I just got, just like kind of, again, like if that happened to a regular video of mine, like oh my gosh, maybe I gotta just switch. I gotta switch my stuff, bro. It's guys, I got copyrighted for Penthouse Shorty. You guys know the entire deal with that. I got copyrighted for that, and they're like trying to take my earnings for it. Such BS. Okay, let me actually like analyze what he's saying. Now you drag trap all three of them. Again, like that's not what happened. He trapped these two. He couldn't trap Maki or the fence. Maki is right in front of her, right in front of him. She's right here, but she's not here. Why is she not? Because she's the fence. And Maki enters the domain. Because why, chat? Because she invades it. I don't get what's so like in what's so, you know what I'm saying? I don't get what's so like confusing about that, bro. Why would Maki be able to literally stab Naya and interact with things inside of it if she's not invading it? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Chat, what is Maki doing here? What is she doing here, chat? Can someone tell me? What is she doing here? Oh my gosh. I gotta wait a little bit before I reply, bro. Because again, like, maybe I'm just about to cook up this reply and then he just... You know what? I'm gonna cook it up anyways. Like most sorcerers do against their ops. But that normal approach doesn't work on HR users. I.e., the caster not noticing the HR within said domain despite that HR user already being present. She's not in the domain! Oh my gosh. I just don't understand, like, how to like, convey this. Again, I complete, like, bro, I said it in one of my other comments. I said, like, I know what you're saying, but you're wrong. Like, he keeps explaining this BS about glitch in the system. And that's why she looks like this. No, she's invading it. Why could Maki just, like, bro. Like, bro, this makes no sense to me, bro. What is Maki doing here? What is she just fucking playing around? Do I even reply? Maybe I just don't reply. Right? Like, what's the point? He's just not understanding what I'm saying, and he's calling me a brick wall. Maybe I just don't reply. You know what? I'm gonna go to sleep on it. Alright? I'm gonna just go to sleep on it. See what I want to do in the morning. You guys let me know your thoughts. Obviously, I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, actually, tell me down in the comments. But again, I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat, I'm not wrong. The difference between Maki and the fence here, again, Maki is right here, right? You see where my mouse is? She's right here, but she's not here, right? Why is she not here? Because she's like the fence. She has no CE. Why is Maki here now? Because she is invading. What is Maki doing here if she's not invading? You have to tell me what Maki is doing here if she's not invading. She's not just moving, all right? Because you would have seen her before that. Because again, Maki wasn't behind him when he popped the domain, all right? It's not that Maki's not moving. I mean, now moving, all right? Because like, okay, if now you pop the domain and a car was in motion, that a car is not a good example. Let's say a toy car was in motion. Would the toy car be in the domain now because the toy car is moving? No. What Maki is doing here is invading. That's the biggest thing. Okay, the difference between Maki and the fence now. Before, Maki was moving and the fence could be moving as well, but it's not in the domain because it has no cursed energy. Now Maki's in the domain. She's glitching inside of it. Why? Because she trapped herself in. She is invading it. Now, even though she's invading it, she still has no cursed energy, so the domain isn't going to hit her with the sure hit. Alright? I'll catch you on the next one.